Hey, friends, family, and followers. Welcome to your Geeky Girlfriend's first Bookie Babe book review video. This one, I'm going to be reviewing a book that I previously reviewed for a fan on Facebook, and that is Disney's Frozen 2 Forest of Shadows. Now, a little disclaimer. I do really enjoy a lot of young adult novels, so I will be having a wide variety of book reviews on this channel because I genuinely enjoy them. I really enjoyed Frozen 2, and so when I saw there was a spin-off novel, I was really excited about it. And the book itself actually is very good. And the point of these videos is going to be just a short, quick review. I'm going to give some pros and some cons, some things that I like, things that I didn't like, where you can find it, and who I think will enjoy this book. So this is Disney's Frozen 2 Forest of Shadows. It's by Camilla Benko. And you can see on the cover art Anna and Elsa. You kind of get an homage of a creature who maybe was not in Frozen 2. So when I picked this book up, I got it at Walmart, but other big popular retailers like Barnes and Noble, Books a Million, places like that have it as well, and you can order it on Amazon. And the back of the book says the past has a way of returning in kind of like a spooky font. So the cover art kind of leads you to believe that it's going to be a little bit dark. So let's start with the things that I liked. First of all, I love Frozen 2. I do love the cover art. And then inside the cover, there's a nice map of Arendelle. So if you're familiar with the Frozen franchise, it's kind of good to open this up and get a little bit of a fan art. And there it is on the back too, with a compass, and just kind of shows you where some of the famous Frozen and Frozen 2 landmarks are, like Elsa's palace is on there, the North Mountain, the Black Mountain. So kind of the things from the films are in this little map here, and this is what it looks like if you take off the book sleeve. There is a nice introduction on the inside cover, the first flap, and the part that really sold me was that first little piece there on the book flap. Can Anna escape the shadow of her past? So when I first picked this book up, I thought it was going to be a spin-off of Frozen 2, but it's actually a prequel to Frozen 2 and more of a spin-off of Frozen 1. So the book takes place in between Frozen 1 and Frozen 2. Now, when I picked it up, just based on the cover art and the size of the novel, it is pretty thick. It's got a few hundred pages. I was expecting it to be a young adult novel, teens, maybe 7th, 8th grade, early high school. But when I got into reading it, the text is rather large. Chapters are pretty short. So it actually is more suitable for early middle school, maybe 4th, 5th, 6th grade. But it still was an enjoyable book, even as an adult. Some of the things I liked were the story. It did have some darker parts and kind of a little bit of a suspense towards the end and a really good climax. So the plot is really novellic, as we'll say. And it really she really tells a good story. One thing that I didn't like, as I said, it was not as much of an older young adult novel as I hoped. It was made for more younger readers and younger minds, but I still really enjoyed it. So I think everybody could enjoy this book. There really wasn't too many things about the plot that I didn't like. It all came together really nicely. Like I said, great climax. Little slow to start. For me, who's very familiar with Frozen 1 and 2, it kind of takes a long time to get into the story. It more so talks about the characters, who Kristoff is, his relationship with Anna, Elsa, and her new role as queen. So it kind of like rehashes some of the stuff from Frozen 1 that I, as a reader, didn't need. But for those who are not familiar with Frozen 1 and 2, it does provide that good introduction that a prequel to Frozen 2 would need to be. So I thought this book was really good. I would give it, I'm going to rate everything out of a 10-star. And I would say this book was a 7 out of 10. So for me, as an adult reading it, I think it was a 7. It was good, but I wouldn't rush out to read something similar. However, For a youth reader or a young reader, this would be like an 8 or a 9 out of 10. If I was reading this in middle school or even like 4th or 5th grade, I would have really, really enjoyed this. So kind of keep that in mind. Again, you can find this at Walmart, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, all your major book retailers. And I did buy this maybe a year and a half ago when Frozen 2 was like just coming out. So it might be a little bit harder to find now, but overall, a solid book. And I think everybody in the family will enjoy it. Frozen 2, Forest of Shadows, Camilla Banco. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10 for an adult or an 8 out of 10 as a young reader. I hope you guys go check this one out and look forward to my other videos. See you guys then. XOXO.